Hey everybody, Invisiblekatana here doing an unboxing for the January Lootgaming crate. I believe the theme for this month was Mad Science. It's either just Mad or it's Mad Science. I'm pretty sure it's Mad Science, but honestly the only reason I got this was for one of the franchises in here. So, let me do it before I cut myself. So, I only got this for one franchise really, so I'm really hoping that that's the best item in here because it's the only reason I bought the crate. I do like some of the other franchises in here because they've done this before with this specific franchise where it was the only one I wanted and it was a really cool item. It was the only time I've ever actually bought the item off of eBay. But gonna get into this, and of course with it looking like this, I assume that there's gonna be one really cool item and everything else is gonna be like, oh, that's kind of okay. Unfortunately with that, I think I have a guess for which franchise is gonna be the biggest item just because it seems the most obvious. So we'll get right into it. Put off the top with the t-shirt. Oh, sweet. So there it is. Because I'm like, that's real tiny. That's bad. So right off the top, I didn't know that was even right there. We have Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. This is the only reason I bought this crate was because of Resident Evil. It's my favorite franchise, and I was like, it's something from Resident Evil, so I want to get it. I'm glad it's this. I mean, I would have preferred if it was whatever the big item is going to be, simply because a shirt is, I could easily get a shirt, but I still like it. This is, until I find my freaking, the one other Resident Evil shirt that I had, which I have no idea where that thing is. As of now, this is my only Resident Evil shirt. I do love the game. I've been playing the crap out of it, and okay, there's no zombie face on the inside. I was just really curious because that's what my other shirt has. But I like this. Simple. It's just the normal design of the actual cover. Resident Evil 7 on the back. I like that because I do love this game. I love the franchise. So I'm happy to have this for sure. And plus, I get to have something that I can show off my Resident Evil love with because I don't have anything outside of that one shirt that I can't find. So I'm really happy with that, even though it's not whatever the this figure is going to end up being in here. Let's see, it's got like a little tab on it or something. That might be the rest of the box. Oh, this box turns into something. That was the box. What else do we got here? We have Psychonauts. No, I never personally played Psychonauts. Ooh. Okay, I can appreciate that. We got goggles. That's really sweet. Ooh. I might be able to, well, it feels like it's, yeah. Nice. That is so insanely red. I feel like I'm in a movie where they just make it way too red. It's like, that's unnaturally red, but I like that. That's really cool. Super snug around the eyeballs. I feel like I'm already in the water, like it's just tightening around and just about to pop my eyes out, but that's gonna mess me up if I keep looking through it because it's beautifully red. I do like that though, so that's really awesome. I'm gonna get some interesting use out of that. We have, hey, we got, whoa, that is what I thought that was. We have Portal here, and it is actually a tie, which is cool. So I now have two ties from Loot Crate. The other one was the Space Invaders one from, like, I think 2 years back. So this is pretty cool. I actually like this box. It's simple black and white design, but that's cool. It's got companion cube all the way down, and it's a nice simple one. So it's got the color in there with the white and pink a little, but it's very muted, so it's not too over the top. I think this you could easily match this with a nice suit. So that's really cool. So what else we got? Some other tiny little box in here, and oh, Proto Man. Let's see what we got. Well, the box is Proto Man. I'm assuming Proto Man's going to be inside of here. This tiny little tab. Well, I suck at opening boxes apparently. I don't want to rip this because it's so cool, but it's like bent backwards inside of there. And oh, this actually, oh, it's a tiny little Proto Man helmet. Cool. Not bad. Proto Man. I always thought Proto Man had a really cool mask. I always loved Proto Man. Probably I'd say he's my third favorite as far as design. I like ZX Zero the most, like this skinnier version from like the GameCube games, or not the Game Boy games. But I still like Proto Man. Proto Man is sweet. A little space. Boom. Tiny helmet. So that's really awesome. I love that. I like that. Actually, I have that little. I have the little Mega Man thing that they did a few months ago in the normal crate. You know, probably mess around with that later on. I believe that's it. And we got the pin for this month, which is Mad Science, January 2017. It's a nice bronze one, and it's got a brain on it. Then we have, oh sweet, that makes sense. Then we have our poster, which I haven't had Lootgaming. I don't know if I ever got Lootgaming. I think this is actually my first Lootgaming, so I didn't realize that they did the poster with this. I thought that was only Loot Anime. But we have the full Mad Science. Oh, this is a wide poster. I thought this was going to be a vertical poster, but it's actually horizontal. So that's really cool. And of course, on the back here, we have all of our items. So we've got, if I can look through, got our Proto Man helmet, companion cube, tie, our Resident Evil 7 shirt, the Mad Science coin pin. This is your brain on science. Mad Science, celebrate the games that push modern technology to the limits for great glory with this coin pin. That's really cool. Of course, the Psychonauts goggles. Psychonauts was the debut title for Double Fine Productions. I never realized that. I never realized that was like their first official Double Fine Productions game. So that's cool. I'm definitely going to have to get into that before the sequel comes out. Plus, the voice actor is the same from Invader Zim, so that's always made me want to play it more. Just never got around to it. And of course, we have the Resident Evil 7 shirt. RE7 is the first main series Resident Evil game to feature first-person perspective. That is true. It is like the 5th game in total to do it, though, because they had Survivor, of course, the 2 Darkside Chronicles games, or Darkside Chronicles, and then the first one was Umbrella Chronicles. There's one that's like half and half. It's called Dead Aim. So it's you walk in third person, but when you aim, it goes into first person. So that's a little weird. There's also Survivor number 2, which is like an arcade game. I don't know if that actually went on sale on consoles in America, but played it at the arcade. Very cool. It's based off of Code Veronica. Very simple. I was like, this is actually really fun. So it's like the 6th game, actually, that has first person in it as far as the Resident Evil franchise. So it's interesting. But, of course, the very first one to do it as far as the main titles. Then, of course, the Aperture Science Epic Drop, which would be absolutely amazing to get. The total value is $2,000. It is the HTC Vive, and it's an actual replica of the portal gun. So that's very freaking awesome. I would love to win that. The closest I've ever come to winning like one of the mega crates was I won a mini mega crate a few months back. So that was really cool. The items I got I really enjoyed. But this is a nice crate. I like this. Try to fold this up. I suck at folding these. I always forget how I unfolded it, and then it's like, oh, I actually got it that time. Sweet. But I like this. Of course, like I said, this was my whole reasoning for actually getting this, which was to get the Resident Evil item, and I'm definitely fine with this. It's the cover of the game. I actually like the cover of the game. It's very simple, but for some reason it's like it's simple but really sweet. So I actually really love that. I don't wear suits too often, but at some point I'll find a use for this, just like the Space Invaders tie. I've never actually worn it, but at some point I'll get there. The goggles, I love these. At some point, I'll get some good use out of that. I don't know when, but I can tell I'm going to get some good use out of that. And then a little Proto Man helmet, which I could just get it on there, right, and stick it. Have it standing up, but anyway, the Proto Man helmet, definitely cool, so I like that. And ultimately, I think this was a good crate. And then I got duped a little bit. I was very surprised. I thought for sure that there was going to be a big item in here, but it was this. This is what was in here. But I do like this box. You can probably imagine what the box flips into when you flip it inside out. But if you can't, it's this. It's the companion cube. So that's very cool. And let's see, this says unfold and flatten, flip and refold, ta-da, your own companion cube. Oh, I guess that's just the instructions for this, so I don't know why they need to put that in there. That's weird. That should be obvious. But this is cool. I'm going to actually keep this. This is one of the few crates I'm going to keep. Actually, they're starting to build up. They make cooler and cooler crates. I have like the Invasion crate here. I have I forgot what it's called. I think it's like the sorcery or magic one right there. I have like the horror one that I have, which is a cool creepy mansion, which made me think of Resident Evil, so that's why I love that one. I have the Harley Quinn crate, which is a hammer. And then I have the Assassin's Creed one, which I might end up getting rid of that one because it's just like a church building, and I don't know why I haven't gotten rid of it, but I still have too many crates around and I do not have enough space, which is why I'm sitting in the corner already. But I can actually freaking flip this thing inside out, which I doubt I'll be able to do in time. But I like this crate. I thought it was nice and simple, pretty good items. Nothing too crazy in here that I think was like super duper epic, if I'm being totally honest. I just, I actually do love the Resident Evil items, so I'm fine with that. I like the other items that I got. I don't know, I'm happy that I got these goggles, not only because, of course, they reference a video game, but they're just good goggles to have, so nice little, steampunk goggles. I'm sure I'll be seeing these at a con very soon, but I like this. This is a nice, simple crate. We'd love to know what you guys thought about it, favorite items in this one, least favorite items. Of course, with it being Mad Science, oddly enough, it mostly turned into puzzle games. It was like, Resident Evil has its puzzles. Of course, Portal is all puzzles. Psychonauts, while an adventure game, definitely has puzzles in it. So it was very interesting. Most of these ended up being puzzles outside of the Mega Man one. But I would love to know what items, or what franchises, I guess, you guys would put into the Mad Science crate. Oops. I can't really think of much outside of the ones they chose. I mean, Assassin's Creed I think would have fit technically. It would be a little weird because, it is technically like, Mad Science and with the way the franchise works, but I feel like they kind of got everything perfect. I mean, outside of that, the only one I can think of would probably be Half-Life, because there's a lot, it's dimensional stuff and all these weird things that we don't have answers to because they won't make a third game. So there's a lot of weird Mad Science stuff going on there for sure. So I think that's a franchise that definitely could have fit. There of course are others out there, but I feel like they got, like, admittedly I think they got the perfect ones. You got Resident Evil, Portal of course, Mega Man of course. They they basically make humanoid robots. That's the whole game. So Mad Science there, Psychonauts, all about people actually being mad and crazy. So I think they chose the right games. I think they definitely chose a good selection for this crate. But like I said, I would love to know what you guys thought about this one, so please put your comments down in the comment section below. Your favorite items in this crate. Excuse me. Your least favorite items. I was looking for this. And like I said, I would love to know what games you guys would have put in this box. What items would you have swapped out for the franchise that you guys are thinking of? Like I said, for mine, if I had to pick one of these items to swap out, it would... I do like this helmet. It would probably be this, even though I might not use the tie often. That's just good to have a tie. I don't have many ties, and you can find a suit to match a black tie. It's very simple. So I would definitely swap out the Proto Man helmet for, I guess, Assassin's Creed. That's the only one that I can really think of that I think would work. And I don't know what the heck I would put it for a Half-Life thing. I mean, I wouldn't put a crowbar in, but that's all I can think of is a crowbar or just one of the random creatures. Or maybe dog. For those of you who've played Half-Life, like a little minifigure dog would actually be really cool. But I like this crate, like I said. Only bought it for Resident Evil, but I do like what I got. Definitely get some use out of the tie. At some point in the future, I'll have to dress all fancy, so I'll get some use out of that. Definitely get some use out of these with the just insane red tint that it has, which actually works perfectly. That feels so weird with the thing being down, but this actually works perfectly with the Proto Man. Like, this is insane when I look at it. Everything's just so incredibly red. Like a red sun. Superman would hate this. But thank you guys for checking this out. Like I said, would love to know what you thought about this crate, so please put your comments down in the comment section below. And of course, thanks for watching.